wandering through the garden this morning and figuring out my to-do list. These guys here, I have no idea what they are. Their leaves are a bit different to what I was expecting, and as you can see the labels have washed off. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 7 plants. There's something to do with the courgette, cucumber, butternut squash family, but not sure. These are, I think, butternut squash. Just looking at how that flower's forming in there, I think it's a butternut squash thing. You can see that. These are all flowers with the odd lettuce in. I need to find them a space. Oh, look at you, aren't you pretty? You're doing your best to do your flower thing, and I haven't given you a proper space, and you're competing with all the weeds. Corn needs a space, and there's some more corn to follow. I think those are nasturtiums. My gardening friends can correct me. This bed has started to do, oh look, disaster, peas, not happy. This bed has started to do really well, and there must be a nice, they must like this soil, because whatever I've planted in this bed has done really well. I think it gets quite a bit of shelter from the bats here. And I chucked a couple of potatoes in because I had potatoes left to plant. So those are starting to do their thing. And I did plant cabbage, broccoli and cauliflower in here, and this end of the bed got completely eaten up by the slugs. That's why the potatoes went in, but they've actually seemed to have covered up. My little greenhouse, this one keeps falling over. There's a bit of lettuce under there. We're just giving it a bit of a, see that one with its lettuce, I don't know if you can see inside there. It's grown up really well. These guys, that one and this one that kept getting fallen over, this one has not done as well as what that guy is doing in there. There's heaps in there. And, uh-oh, that one got found by the slugs, so I think we might have to forget that one. Whoops. And we've got, the idea is that it protects the slugs, and it does if I can get the container in the ground a little bit, but if like it doesn't, then we lose the plant. So they've actually worked better this year than they did last year. So we've got a little mini greenhouse for the plants. And then in this bed, we're starting to see some broccoli heads come in. Where is it? There it is. And broccolis make a big plant when they get themselves going. That one actually has got cauliflower, but it looks like broccoli, unless it's going to turn white. We'll see. And that one should be the same plant, but it's quite different leaves, so I'm not quite sure. It looks more like cabbage. These are cabbages, which have been munched slightly. I did put some little greenhouses on them. I chucked some bits of lettuce in as well, just because I needed a space. This one had a greenhouse on, and it had already been in here, so it's got a little bit of munching. But look at that great big hole in the side. So we'll see what happens. They're sort of like, that's starting to look like it's forming a head. They sort of have to get past that vulnerable stage. You see, this one has got even though it's got a broccoli head now, or cauliflower head, it's got like majorly nibbled bottom leaves from the sluggos, but it's doing okay. You can see, where is it? Somewhere around there. So over here I've put in courgettes, and I'm thinking of putting something to let them grow up and then maybe come over the edge of the baths. I'm going to put some carrots in the middle. Those onions were a bit small, so I just left them a bit longer. And then we've got, I think this one is more broccoli, so that must be, yeah, more broccoli here. And they're kind of doing okay. Okay, apart from some leaves are totally trashed. A few onions. The idea of these onions deterring the slugs didn't really work. And I've got a few of the smaller ones that I've just put a bottle over to protect them, give them a bit of a thing. So These are coming along. I've got lots of dock, need to mow the lawns and clear the edges in here. This is slug heaven in here. I really need to clear this down a bit, and then I can get in and just do a pick through on the slugs. And I need to put some more straw in here to bank them up, because we're starting to see some potatoes above the ground. This has come back itself. I don't remember what it is. And we've got some plants come back themselves. This has got my first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tomato plants going in there. There's some more going down this side, and again I'll try carrots down the middle. This bed is a bit stony, so I bought some smaller carrots, don't grow as deep into the ground, in the hope that until I get all my soil the way that carrots like it. You see, I've got this compost that I bought is like full of stones everywhere. There's stones, and then of course the carrots hit a stone and it splits them, and they're not happy campers. I put some basil in here. It's had a little bit of a snug attack, and this is self-seeded itself. Borage, I think it is. Nice purple flowers when it gets going, but I pulled all that out at the end of summer last year, and it's come back by itself. These onions have bolted. I need to dig them all up and then prep this area for some more potatoes. So that's today's job, and as you can see over there, we've got a real slug issue down there, so we need to have a bit of a slug sweep, I think, and pull them all off. Only way to get rid of them is to literally pull them all off. Kind of impressive onion bolt, isn't it? I cut some of those off on these that I pulled here, but then it lets the water in and it starts to rot the bulb what you've got left. But I think the longer you leave them in the ground in this state, the less food and development the plant puts into the onion bulb. So really all this needs to come up, but it's a bit of a dig, so I've been putting it off. My garlic, I pulled one of them up. This is garlic I got from the shop and just split up the cloves and planted it, so it's not, I don't think it's done its best thing. And look what we've got down there, can you see? Mr. Slug. Interesting life cycle slugs. They don't need a boy slug or a girl slug, they just need to meet up with another slug, and then they mate, reproduce and lay their little eggs in the soil, and then you've got another batch of slugs. So it's kind of a never-ending battle. So this is my forest area. I could say it's my wild garden if I had some flowers in, but it's just my weeds and my slug patch and everything that needs some attention. I pulled up some of the beetroot the other day. I think I put the pictures up. Some of this has been in a bit too long, so it's not actually doing much in its bulbs. And I planted up its replacements, so they're actually settled in quite nicely. This one come back again. I planted that last year. It's a flower, I can't remember what it's called. I pulled up most of the Brussels sprouts that had just gone like to seed, and they were about 7 foot tall, maybe 6. So I pulled them all up, and it needs moving, putting on the compost. Got some leeks here, which is okay, just doing the thing. I pulled up, there's a couple of cauliflowers in here, and I thought, I'm going to get some cauliflowers, but then the slugs got to them before me, so I pulled them up. And the onions that were here as well, spring onions, came up. They're now in the freezer. So this is my one Brussels sprout plant, and I'm hoping that it develops its sprouts down the bottom. Not sure. These ones have all opened up, and it did send a flower up, so I've pulled it off. So I've got I think about three or maybe 4 plants in there. Brussels sprouts. Pulled the rest up. As you can see, this onions are all over. These probably ready to come up as well. These are yellow onions, so I might clean this bed up because I've got some space to put the tomatoes. This bed's ready for something to be planted into it, and the hens have been doing a bit of a dig over for me. And there's a potato there, look, from last year. Oh, looks like we've got another one. Potato from last year. They're usually quite tasty. These are obviously potatoes, but I'm not quite sure. This area's obviously got lots of slug friends, and maybe a carrot in there. Oh yeah, bit of a carrot. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? There we go. Carrot. I'll give that one to Bailey. He likes carrots. Want a carrot, Bailey? And this bed's ready. It's had quite a bit of compost on, and as you can see, the hens have dug away at things there as well. So I've got a couple more bags of compost to put somewhere, and I'll clear up some more beds. And I've got space to put things out. Got to decide where I'm putting things. Just moved these birds. These are now 6 weeks old. If they were being raised for KFC, they would be processed this weekend, but we'll probably keep them another 2 weeks. Looks like a bit of a mess paddock there. Let's go have a look in the greenhouse. So I'm going to put my flowers somewhere. It's always a bit of a drama deciding where to put my flowers. It looks like I might be able to have that tomato and lettuce sandwich after all, but the tomatoes are bought ones. So in here I've got some dwarf beans. I got 11 plants for $1. I thought that was a bargain. So I need to now give them some space somewhere else. These guys are, I labelled them. I labelled my plants. Are you impressed? Sunflowers. So I'm going to put those sunflowers somewhere near where I plant the corn. Those are tomatoes, as you can tell. More tomatoes. This is a courgette, a yellow courgette, and it already looks like it's throwing something out, so I need to find that a home. I'm going to give away a lot of tomatoes, but they're doing pretty well. I need to water in here, so these have grown up pretty well in the last wee while. These trays worked really well because I can just fill and let them feed from the bottom, and the ice cream containers too. You can fill the container and just let them take what they want. So as you can see, I've gone an overkill on tomatoes again, and these guys are screaming at me to do something with their living space, as you can see. So I'm going to be taking some tomato seedlings to church tomorrow and to work on Monday. Over here I've got some beans. They'll be dwarf beans because I don't like other ones, but they're doing pretty well. Sticking their heads up, so they need a home. And here we've got some more sweet corn, because that stuff, the one outside has got a little bit yellow. It's not happy with life. So that's what's going on in here. I need to give these guys all the water. So I need to make a list of tasks that have to happen in the garden this weekend, because there is quite a few to do. And as you can see, I've got weeds. Got the lawn to mow and everything to get tidied up. There's always stuff to do, eh? I'm working full time and studying. Busy life. So my capsicums they're all happy coming back again from last year. There's a red one, a green one, an orange one and a yellow one, but they all lost the labels in a windstorm over the winter, so I've got absolutely no idea which one's which. Should be interesting. And these are blackberries, I think they are, and they're also doing really well. Strawberries are having a bonus. There is so much coming on. Look, there's heaps of them ready to ripen up. Those are baby plants from the white baskets are the original plants, so there was 5 plants in each basket, and they threw out all their tendrillers last year, and now we've got everything that's in the tubs, and this white box here is children of these originals. And I think we might have lots of tomatoes, which is good, strawberries, which is good because I like strawberry jam. And I had to buy strawberries last year at $20 a kilo to make my jam. So I've shown you that one, shown you that one. This one's coming back again. That's thornless jewel, bit of a berry. And this one thought it died because we've just got this stick. But look at this. It's spread itself in the grass. So I might have to give this one a bit of a surround space so we don't mow it. And this one over here that has been mowed like a gazillion times, it's got its little surround space. Look at all those buds and stuff. I think this is the same as one that's over that we just looked at a minute ago. So this is second year for these guys, and apparently I think they do actually flower in second year. So that's now hopefully not get mowed again by Grant. And it's a beautiful day. A bit cold and misty, but everything is starting to warm up. So yeah, that's the garden, and lots of jobs to do in here this weekend. Somewhere decide where to put the corn.